Hollywood didn't always need CGI to make heroes look powerful. Before green screens and digital doubles, the strongest old Hollywood actors built their bodies the hard way. Navy ships, boxing rings, college football fields, and brutal workouts that would break modern trainers. These weren't actors playing strong. They were strong men who learned to act. Olympic champions, professional athletes, combat veterans, bodybuilders who could lift a car and then carry a scene. Their muscle wasn't movie magic. It was sweat, discipline, and years of training that most people couldn't survive a week of. From Tarzan's jungle to Hercules' temple, from westerns to war films, these muscular movie stars dominated screens without personal chefs, without steroids, without the luxury of 8-hour training sessions. They worked ranches, fought in rings, served their countries, then showed up on set and made it all look easy. This is Golden Age fitness at its rawest. Classic bodybuilding before it became mainstream. Vintage strength that could pull down pillars, swing from vines, and fight 20 men without a stunt coordinator calling cut. These are the 20 strongest, most muscular icons of old Hollywood. Men who prove that real power doesn't need special effects. Just iron, endurance, and the guts to keep going when everyone else would quit. Hollywood asked for heroes. These men showed up ready to deliver. Gordon Scott, the lifeguard who became a legend. He wasn't discovered in a casting office. He was discovered at a pool. Gordon Scott was working as a lifeguard in Las Vegas when talent scouts spotted his 19-inch biceps and 6 feet 3 inches frame. Former Army drill instructor, combat trained in hand-to-hand fighting, built like a weapon, and moved like an athlete. Hollywood needed a new Tarzan. Scott walked in and owned it. From 1955 to 1960, Scott made 6 Tarzan films, doing his own stunts without hesitation. Rope swings, cliff dives, wrestling rubber crocodiles, and real lions. He brought intelligence to the role, evolving Tarzan from primitive grunter to educated hero, closer to Edgar Rice Burroughs' original vision. When Tarzan ended, Scott moved to Italy for sword and sandal epics. Hercules, Samson, Goliath, roles that demanded real muscle to sell mythic power. His physique was functional, not decorative. Every fight looked real because Scott made them real. Directors loved him because insurance companies hated him. Scott refused doubles and performed stunts that should have killed him. He lassoed a giraffe in Africa on a bet just because he could. The pool paid his rent. The army built his discipline. Cinema made him immortal. Jock Mahoney, the toughest Tarzan. Marine pilot turned Hollywood's most fearless stuntman. Then he became Tarzan at 44 and nearly died proving it. Jock Mahoney doubled for legends: Errol Flynn, Gregory Peck, John Wayne. He performed stunts other men wouldn't touch. That $1,000 leap in Adventures of Don Juan? Pure Mahoney. No nets, no second takes. Just a Marine who understood calculated risk and had the swimming and diving skills from the University of Iowa to back it up. At 6 feet 4 inches and 220 pounds of lean muscle, Mahoney became the 13th screen Tarzan in Tarzan Goes to India. Then came Tarzan's 3 challenges, filmed in Thailand. Dysentery, dengue fever, pneumonia. Mahoney kept working, dropping to 175 pounds, pushing through pain that would hospitalize most actors. He survived and returned to action films, carrying his stuntman's discipline into every role. Swimming, diving, martial arts training with Ed Parker. Mahoney's strength was endurance, the kind built in military service and tested in jungles that didn't care about Hollywood schedules. Later, he'd return as stunt coordinator on the 1981 Tarzan the Ape Man, proving that even age couldn't stop him from swinging through trees. The Marines taught him to fly. Hollywood taught him to fall. His body survived both. Mike Henry, NFL power, jungle grace. Pittsburgh Steelers, Los Angeles Rams. Then Hollywood called, and he traded the gridiron for a loincloth. Mike Henry brought NFL muscle to 3 Tarzan films in the mid-1960s. At 6 feet 2 inches and 220 pounds of football-forged power, his physique was perfect, athletic without being overdone. The kind of build earned through two-a-days and real contact, not gym mirrors. He'd survived professional football's brutality, making him ideal for Tarzan's physical demands. Producer Cy Weintraub cast Henry because he looked like a man who could survive. And survive he did, barely. Filmed in Mexico, Henry suffered injuries that nearly ended him. Animal bites from chimps, illness, brutal conditions that hospitality couldn't fix. He turned down the NBC Tarzan TV series because his body had taken enough punishment. The role went to Ron Ely instead. Later, Henry became Junior in the Smokey and the Bandit films, bringing that same easygoing strength to comedy. His natural charisma played perfectly against Burt Reynolds. But his Tarzan films remain testaments to what real athletic power looks like on camera. Football made him tough. Hollywood made him tougher. The jungle almost broke him. Lex Barker, the aristocrat warrior. Born into wealth, became a warrior, played Tarzan better than most ever could. Lex Barker stood 6 feet 4 inches, came from old money lineage tracing back to Rhode Island founder Roger Williams, attended Princeton, then enlisted in World War II and rose to major. Wounded twice in action fighting in Sicily. Head wound, leg wound, earned 2 Purple Hearts. When he returned, Hollywood saw an athlete with movie star looks and cast him as a 10-screen Tarzan. From 1949 to 1953, Barker made 5 Tarzan films, bringing intelligence and athleticism to the role. His frame was powerful but lean, built for action, not show. He'd excelled at football and track at Phillips Exeter Academy, and that conditioning showed in every jungle sprint and vine swing. Studios made him submit to full-body waxing for the loincloth role, removing his naturally hairy chest. When Hollywood typecast him, Barker moved to Europe, becoming a massive star in Germany's Karl May westerns as Old Shatterhand. He spoke French, Italian, Spanish, German fluently. The aristocrat became an international action hero, winning Germany's Bambi Award in 1966. War made him a soldier. Hollywood made him Tarzan. Europe made him a superstar. Charlton Heston, epic build, epic roles. 6'3", 206 pounds, chiseled jaw, and a work ethic that never quit. Charlton Heston was the original action star, dominating biblical epics and historical dramas with sheer physical presence. In the 10 Commandments, he parted seas with arms raised high, looking every inch the prophet warrior. In Ben-Hur, he commanded chariots with shoulders built for ancient armor, winning the Oscar for Best Actor. In El Cid, he embodied heroic Spanish strength with regal bearing. Heston trained daily, chin-ups, push-ups, swimming, jogging, tennis tournaments. He installed a combination chin-up and dip bar in his home and never missed a session. His physique wasn't bodybuilder mass. It was functional power, broad shoulders, defined chest, the build of a man who could lift co-stars like they weighed nothing, ride horses all day through Monument Valley heat, and deliver Shakespeare without breaking character. Directors knew Heston would show up prepared, in shape, and ready to carry entire productions on those legendary shoulders. He once said, an actor's primary tool is his body, and treated as accordingly. Swimming 40 minutes every morning. Playing competitive tennis. Never smoking. Following strict nutrition. Moses commanded audiences. Ben-Hur won Oscars. Heston's body made both believable. William Smith, the most dangerous man in Hollywood. 18-inch arms, world arm wrestling champion, black belt, amateur boxing record of 31-1, PhD scholar, poet. William Smith was a Renaissance man built like a weapon, bodybuilder trained by Vince Gironda at his legendary Hollywood gym, record holder for reverse curling 163 pounds, Air Force weightlifting champion during his military service. He spoke 5 languages fluently, French, Italian, Russian, German, Serbo-Croatian, and taught Russian language studies at UCLA. Then he became Hollywood's go-to villain for roles requiring real menace. Smith's fight with Rod Taylor in Darker Than Amber is legendary. Taylor broke 3 of Smith's ribs, Smith broke Taylor's nose, and the cameras kept rolling through real blood and broken bones. In Any Which Way You Can, his bare-knuckle brawl with Clint Eastwood became one of cinema's longest 2-man fights without doubles. He played bikers, bodybuilders, Soviet colonels in Red Dawn, and Conan's father in Conan the Barbarian, after being considered for the title role. Every role carried the weight of a man who'd actually live hard. Smith studied Kempo Karate under Ed Parker for 8 years through the discus 151 feet and won multiple world arm wrestling titles. Muscle made him castable. Intelligence made him interesting. Toughness made him unforgettable. Dan Vadas, the Greek god of peplum. 6'4", Navy sailor. Mae West Muscleman Review. Then Italy made him Hercules. Dan Vadas brought speed and agility to sword and sandal films when others just flexed and posed. Born Constantine Daniel Vafiadis in Shanghai to Greek parents with lineage tracing to the island of Chios, this former U.S. Navy bodybuilder joined Mae West's famous muscle show alongside Gordon Mitchell in the late 1950s. When Italian producers needed American muscle for peplum epics, Vadas answered the call. He starred in the 10 Gladiators series and multiple Hercules films, bringing athletic grace to a genre often criticized for stiff, wooden performances. Vadas moved fast, fought convincingly, and made ancient warriors look like real athletes rather than posing statues. His curly brown hair, bluish-green eyes, and affable demeanor made him memorable beyond just his physique. When peplum faded in the late 1960s, he transitioned seamlessly to spaghetti westerns, then became a regular in Clint Eastwood films, High Plains Drifter, The Gauntlet, Every Which Way But Loose, Any Which Way You Can, Bronco Billy. His size and presence filled every frame, playing everything from Mexican bandits to brawlers. Navy built his base. Italy made him a star. Eastwood kept him working. Brad Harris, the Idaho Gladiator. UCLA fullback, economics student, stuntman, then European muscle hero who never looked back. Brad Harris played football at UCLA in the early 1950s until knee injury redirected his life completely. Doctors told him to lift weights for rehabilitation. Harris got so strong through his recovery that he became a stuntman, working on Spartacus and Lil Abner as a muscle man extra alongside fellow future peplum star Gordon Mitchell. Inspired by Steve Reeves' massive success in Hercules, Harris stayed in Europe after Spartacus wrapped and dove headfirst into Italian peplum films. His 1960 debut Goliath against the Giants launched a prolific career playing Hercules, Samson, and other mythological strongmen throughout the 1960s. His build was granite, thick, powerful, utterly convincing as ancient heroes. Harris also became a skilled stuntman and producer, eventually earning induction into the Stuntman's Hall of Fame for his fearless work. He understood action from both sides of the camera, making him invaluable on European productions that needed American muscle and Hollywood know-how. His Fury of Hercules and other collaborations with director Gianfranco Parolini became fan favorites. Football gave him power. Injury gave him direction. Europe gave him stardom. Gordon Mitchell, the bodybuilder who became a cult icon. Bodybuilder, Mae West performer, Italian film legend who appeared in over 200 movies. Gordon Mitchell left bodybuilding competitions for Mae West's Muscleman Review in the mid-1950s, then followed Steve Reeves to Italy for the peplum boom. His physique was massive and intimidating, thick slabs of muscle that made him perfect for playing villains and heroes in sword and sandal epics. While others played heroes exclusively, Mitchell embraced villainy with menacing charisma. Mitchell appeared in over 200 films across multiple genres: peplum, spaghetti westerns, horror films, Nazi exploitation, sexploitation, post-apocalyptic sci-fi. He worked with Federico Fellini in Satyricon and became best friends with fellow American expats like Dan Vadas, Richard Harrison, and Mike Monty, sharing Rome apartments while building cult film empires one low-budget production at a time. His presence was menacing even when playing heroes. His loyalty to the craft was absolute. Mitchell stayed in Europe for decades, working steadily into the end of his career, becoming a beloved figure in Italian genre cinema. He appeared in everything from Assis films to Frankenstein horror to desert war pictures. Bodybuilding built him. Mae West discovered him. Italy never let him go. Mark Forrest, Mr. Universe meets Maciste. Born Lou Degny in Brooklyn, won Mr. Universe in 1956, became Italy's sword and sandal king. Mark Forrest brought legitimate bodybuilding credentials to peplum films when credibility mattered most. After winning the prestigious Mr. Universe title competing against the world's best physiques, he traveled to Italy and starred in over a dozen sword and sandal epics as Hercules, Maciste, and Goliath. His physique was competition level, defined, symmetrical, powerful with that classic V-taper bodybuilders spent years perfecting. Forrest's films showcased real strength feats that audiences could believe, lifting massive gates, pulling chariots across arena floors, breaking chains with pure muscle power. Directors love him because he could actually perform the stunts without elaborate camera tricks or hidden assistance. His bodybuilding background meant he understood how to flex and pose dramatically for maximum visual impact. Films like Goliath and the Dragon, Maciste in King Solomon's Mines, and Colossus of the Arena made Forrest a peplum icon. His combination of genuine strength, classical proportions, and screen presence elevated every production. Unlike some musclemen who look stiff on camera, Forrest moved with surprising grace, a testament to his athletic training. Bodybuilding made him a champion. Italy made him a god on screen. Audiences made him a legend. Alan Steele, the Venetian strongman. Real name, Sergio Ciani, discovered rowing a gondola, became Hercules, and never looked back. Alan Steele was rowing gondolas through Venice's canals when producers spotted his impressive bodybuilder physique and cast him in peplum films on the spot. One of the few Italian-born stars in a genre dominated by American imports, Steele brought authentic Mediterranean looks to Hercules and Maciste roles that require both muscle and Mediterranean heritage. Born Adriano Bellini, Steele's build was impressive, and his frequently dyed blonde hair gave him a unique Elvis Presley-like look among peplum heroes. He was discovered working as a gondolier after building his physique through serious bodybuilding training, making him one of the few truly Italian muscle stars when most productions imported Americans. Steele played both heroes and villains convincingly, including a memorable turn as the Mad Emperor Commodus in Rebel Gladiators opposite Dan Vadas. He also appeared in The Fury of Hercules when it was Brad Harris's turn to play the title role. Films like Hercules Against the Moon Men and Samson and The Slave Queen showcase his powerful frame. Unlike other peplum stars who disappeared when the genre faded, Steele transitioned to dramas, thrillers, horror, westerns, and even comedies, proving his versatility extended beyond just flexing in a toga. Venice built his body. Cinema made him a star. Italy kept him working across decades. E.D. Fury, blonde, beefy, and unstoppable. Physique model turned Italian action hero, the face of health wrapped in a loincloth. Ed Fury was one of several American bodybuilders who moved to Italy for peplum stardom in the early 1960s. Blonde, powerfully muscular, and wholesome looking with the face of an all-American hero, he was often cast as a happy-go-lucky strongman in the popular Ursa series. His build was thick and powerful, the kind of impressive mass earned through serious iron work and disciplined training. Before Italy, Fury worked as a physique model in the United States, appearing in muscle magazines that celebrated the male form. His blonde hair and healthy appearance made him stand out in peplum films filled with dark-haired Mediterranean types. Studios typecast him as the cheerful hero who grudgingly used his strength to save villages and defeat villains. But Fury's best role came in The Seven Revenges, where he played completely against type as a dark-haired anti-hero with moral complexity. He proved he could act beyond the muscle-bound hero stereotype, bringing nuance to a genre that rarely demanded it. Still alive in his 90s and following a strict health regimen, Fury remains a living testament to lifelong fitness discipline and the power of clean living. Physique modeling started it. Italy sustained it. Discipline kept it going for 9 decades. Richard Harrison, the physique model turned hero. From American bit parts to Italian leading roles overnight, the Golden Age fitness dream realized. Richard Harrison worked as a physique model in the United States before traveling to Europe seeking better opportunities. In Hollywood, he played extras and bit parts, too unknown for lead despite his impressive athletic build. In Italy, he became an instant star. Italian producers saw what American casting directors missed: a handsome, muscular actor perfect for heroic roles. Harrison headlined over a dozen peplum films, including Perseus the Invincible and various Roman adventures set in the ancient world, before transitioning seamlessly into the booming spaghetti western genre. His good looks, athletic physique, and natural screen presence made him perfect for both mythological heroes and gunslinging cowboys. He moved between genres without losing audience appeal. Films like Gladiator 7, The Invincible Gladiator, and later westerns like Gunfight at Red Sands and A Dollar Between the Teeth showcase Harrison's versatility. He brought intelligence to roles that could have been played as simple muscle. His career proved that sometimes you just need to find the right market. America overlooked him. Italy made him a leading man. Audiences never forgot his face. Mickey Hargitay, Mr. Universe marries Jane Mansfield. Won Mr. Universe in 1955, married Hollywood's bombshell, built a legacy that lasted generations. Mickey Hargitay competed at the highest levels of bodybuilding before meeting Jane Mansfield and becoming instant Hollywood royalty. His physique was competition grade, Massive shoulders, tiny waist, arms that measured over 18 inches, and classic proportions that judges and audiences loved equally. Born in Hungary, Hargitay brought European bodybuilding discipline to American stages. Hargitay appeared in multiple films alongside his famous wife, including with success Spoil Rock Hunter and The Loves of Hercules. He also joined Mae West's legendary Muscle Man Review, performing alongside fellow future Peplum stars Gordon Mitchell and Dan Vadas. When the Peplum boom hit Italy, Hargitay starred in sword and sandal films, bringing legitimate bodybuilding credibility to productions that desperately needed authentic muscle. His marriage to Mansfield dominated tabloids, but Hargitay's own accomplishments deserved recognition. He'd won one of bodybuilding's highest titles and worked steadily in entertainment for years. His daughter, Mariska Hargitay, became a television icon on Law and Order. SVU, proof that strength, discipline, and star quality run in families. Bodybuilding made him famous. Jane made him a celebrity. Legacy made him permanent. George Eiferman, Mr. America's strength and stage presence. Mr. America, 1948. Mr. Universe, 1962. 14 years of competitive dominance between titles. George Eiferman was known for incredible muscularity, engaging stage presence, and a physique that combined mass with aesthetics, thick muscle with pleasing proportions that judges rewarded consistently. His competitive success spanned decades, proving that great physiques age well with proper training, nutrition, and disciplined lifestyle choices. Eiferman's imposing build and charismatic personality made him a natural for the stage. He didn't just pose, he performed, engaging audiences with confidence and showmanship that elevated bodybuilding beyond simple muscle display. His ability to maintain competition-level conditioning. He was also cited as the inspiration for the famous cartoon character George of the Jungle, created by his friend Jay Ward, whom he'd served with in the Navy during World War II. Eiferman's influence extended into the fitness industry, where he promoted bodybuilding and strength training long before it became mainstream. His legacy is one of consistent excellence and the proof that peak physiques can be maintained far longer than most people believe. Competition built his reputation. Stage presence made him memorable. Longevity proved his methods worked. John Grimek, the undefeated pioneer. Never lost a bodybuilding competition. Ever. Retired undefeated. The only one. John Grimek was a 1930s and 1940s pioneer who revolutionized bodybuilding by combining Olympic weightlifting strength with aesthetic muscle development. He competed in the 1936 Olympics as a weightlifter before focusing on physique competition. Grimek won every single bodybuilding contest he ever entered, then retired undefeated. A record that still stands today and likely never will be matched. Born in 1910, Grimek brought unprecedented muscularity to bodybuilding stages. His physique proved that strength and beauty could coexist perfectly. Thick muscle from years of heavy lifting combined with proportions and symmetry that made judges' decisions unanimous. Nobody could beat him. He won Mr. America and other major titles, then stepped away while still on top. Beyond competing, Grimek wrote extensively about fitness, becoming an editor and publisher in the industry. His articles in Strength and Health and other magazines influenced generations of lifters. He promoted natural training methods, compound movements, and consistent hard work over gimmicks. Grimek's impact on bodybuilding cannot be overstated. He showed what the human body could achieve through dedication, setting standards that modern bodybuilders still chase. Weightlifting built his base. Bodybuilding perfected his shape. No one ever beat him. Period. Clarence Ross, Natural Symmetry King. Mr. America, Mr. USA, Mr. Universe. All natural, all impressive, all symmetry. Clarence Ross achieved one of history's most impressive physiques without performance-enhancing drugs during the 1940s and 1950s. His symmetry was legendary. Perfect proportions achieved through disciplined training, strict nutrition, and intelligent program design. Ross competed at the highest levels, winning Mr. America, Mr. USA, and Mr. Universe titles against the era's best physiques. His approach emphasized balance over size, aesthetics over bulk. Every muscle group developed proportionally. No weak points. No overdeveloped areas, throwing off visual harmony. Judges rewarded this complete development with championship after championship. Ross proved that natural training methods could build world-class physiques. Beyond the stage, Ross promoted bodybuilding and fitness education, helping spread the gospel of weight training when most people still viewed it suspiciously. He emphasized that building muscle improved health, athletic performance, and overall quality of life, messages that seem obvious now, but were revolutionary then. Ross trained consistently throughout his life, maintaining impressive conditioning long after his competitive career ended. His dedication to the lifestyle proved that bodybuilding wasn't just about winning trophies. It was about building a better life through physical excellence. Natural training built him. Symmetry defined him. Results inspired everyone who saw him pose. Rafer Johnson, Olympic gold to Hollywood muscle. Decathlon gold medalist 1960. UCLA legend. Actor, activist, humanitarian. True greatness. Rafer Johnson won Olympic decathlon gold in Rome in 1960, proving himself the world's greatest athlete through 10 grueling events testing speed, strength, jumping ability, throwing power, and endurance. His physique was functional perfection. Every muscle built for performance, not show. Speed for the sprints, power for throwing, endurance for distance. Johnson embodied complete athleticism. When Johnson transitioned to acting, he brought that authentic athletic credibility to roles that required real physical presence. He appeared in films like Tarzan's 3 Challenges alongside fellow muscular actor Woody Strode, where his powerful frame and genuine athletic ability made fight scenes believable. His role opposite Mike Henry's Tarzan showcased 2 types of strength: jungle survival versus Olympic discipline. Beyond entertainment, Johnson became a humanitarian and activist, working with Robert Kennedy. He was present when Kennedy was assassinated and dedicated his life to social justice and youth programs. His character matched his physique, both built on unshakable foundations. Johnson's presence on screen carried the weight of genuine achievement. Audiences knew they were watching a real champion, not an actor pretending to be one. Olympics proved his greatness. Hollywood captured his presence. History remembers both equally. Mickey Knox, the Brooklyn Bruiser. Born Abraham Knox, Brooklyn tough guy, blacklisted actor, European exile, real street muscle. Mickey Knox brought New York City toughness to Hollywood before the blacklist sent him to Europe. His build wasn't gym sculpted. It was street forged, the kind of functional muscle earned through boxing, street fights, and growing up hard in Brooklyn during the Depression. Knox had that dangerous edge that made casting directors think authentic tough guy. After being blacklisted during the McCarthy era for alleged communist sympathies, Knox moved to Italy and became a crucial figure in European cinema. He worked as an actor, dialogue coach, and translator on countless productions, helping American actors navigate Italian film sets. His tough guy credibility made him perfect for crime films and westerns that needed authentic menace. Knox appeared in films like Esterina and various Italian crime dramas, always playing a heavy with convincing brutality. His Brooklyn accent and physical presence translated perfectly to European productions seeking American muscle and attitude. He also worked behind the scenes on spaghetti westerns, helping shape the genre's American-influenced tough guy dialogue. Knox's career proved that real toughness doesn't need a gym membership, just a hard life and the strength to survive it. Brooklyn built his toughness. Hollywood tried to break him. Europe gave him a second act. Denny Miller, 6'4" of natural power. UCLA basketball player. Another accidental Tarzan. Farm boy strength that looked real on camera. Denny Miller stood 6'4" with broad shoulders and a frame built through basketball at UCLA and ranch work in his youth. Cast as Tarzan in 1959's Tarzan, the Eighth Man, the first color Tarzan film, Miller brought genuine athletic ability, natural charisma, and an easy smile to the role. His physique wasn't bodybuilder perfect, it was athlete real. Though he only played Tarzan once, Miller worked steadily in television and film for decades, always cast in roles requiring physical presence. His height and build made him ideal for Western roles, playing cowboys and lawmen who needed to look like they could handle themselves in a fight. Shows like Wagon Train, The Virginian, and Gilligan's Island as Thurston Howell III's rival showcased his natural screen presence. Miller's strength wasn't gym manufactured. It was earned through sports and hard labor. Basketball gave him coordination. Ranch work gave him endurance. Hollywood gave him a career that lasted 5 decades. His Tarzan might have been brief, but his athletic presence left a permanent mark on adventure cinema. Basketball built his frame. The ranch made him durable. One Tarzan role made him legendary. 20 warriors. 20 stories of muscle earned the hard way. No shortcuts, no excuses. These strongest old Hollywood actors didn't train for roles. They trained for life. Navy ships and football fields. Boxing rings and Olympic tracks. Combat zones and cattle ranches bodybuilding stages. And Mae West's Muscleman Review. They built their bodies through necessity, through discipline, through absolute refusal to quit when the work got hard and the weights got heavy. From Gordon Scott's lifeguard discovery to William Smith's world arm wrestling titles, from Lex Barker's battlefield scars to Rayford Johnson's Olympic gold, these muscular movie stars prove that golden age fitness was forged in fire, not manufactured in 6-month training camps with nutritionists and Instagram-famous trainers. No meal prep services calculating macros. No trainers filming workouts for social media. No supplement stacks or cutting-edge recovery technology. Just iron, sweat, and men who understood that real strength doesn't come with an expiration date. They lifted until their hands bled. They trained through injuries that would sideline modern actors. They showed up every single day. They lifted stone pillars on Italian sets where budgets barely covered lunch, swung from jungle vines without safety harnesses or insurance, fought bare-knuckle battles that left bones broken and blood flowing across desert locations. All for the camera, all for the audience, all to prove that classic bodybuilding and vintage strength could carry entire films on broad shoulders. Today's actors spend months preparing for single roles, then let the muscle fade when filming wraps. These men lived it every single day for decades. Heston trained into his 70s. Fury maintained his physique into his 90s. Smith stayed dangerous until the end. Fashion changes. Muscle trends come and go. But real strength, the kind built by these Hollywood legends, that eternal. No CGI. No doubles. No shortcuts. Just 20 more reasons why old Hollywood's muscle will never, ever be matched.